Okay, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, sir.
So once again, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, sir.
So how are you today?
We're fine, sir.
That's good to hear. So before we formally start this class discussion, let us first have a prayer. So anyone from the class who want to pray? Who want to lead the prayers, should I say? Yes, Miss Kima Pales.
Okay, let us bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord. Father God, come be with us today. Fill our hearts with joy. Fill our minds with learning. Fill our classroom with peace. Fill our lessons with fun. Fill our friendship with kindness. And fill our school with love. Amen.
Amen. So once again, good afternoon to each and everyone. So let's now move on. So before that, as I remember, did I give an assignment last meeting, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you already upload your assignments in our Teams?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good to hear. So let's now move on to our virtual class reminders. The first one is, once the class discussion is started, you must mute your microphone because in order to minimize or avoid those noise that will interrupt our class discussion. The second one is, click the raise hand button if you want to recite or answer, or you can use our chat box if you want to raise your answer or something that is related to our discussion. Third one is, prepare yourself for a random calls because maybe later on after the class discussion, I will call randomly for your recitation. And then the last one is, report to me as your teacher if you suddenly experience technical problems or loss of internet connections so that I can put an action so no one would be left behind in this new discussion. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you. So before we go deeper, let us have first an activity which is entitled Fix Me. So allowed me to read the instruction. So in this activity titled Fix Me, in this activity the teacher will present a picture with a jumbled letter one at a time. So in this activity, the student will fix a jumbled letter to get the right position of the letter as well as the term of the jumbled letters. So once the student know the answer, just only click the raise hand button and open up the microphone to speak out the answer. So I make clear, class.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Are you are you guys excited for our activity?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
let's now move on to our jumbled letter number one. So based on the picture in the jumbled letter, what do you think it is? Anyone from the class? Yes, Miss Jessa?
Measuring instrument, sir.
Let us check if the answer is measuring instrument. Very good, you got the correct answer. So let's now move on to the jumbled letter number two. So what pictures depict on the drawing? Yes, Mr. Tirao?
Sir.
Let us check if your answer is correct. Very good, you got the correct answer. We have the jumbled letter number three. Who want to answer?
Sir.
Yes, Miss Claire.
Triangular scale.
So let us check if the triangular scale is the answer. Very good, you got the answer. Let's now move on to the jumbled letter number four. Anyone from the class?
Sir.
Yes, Miss Claire, once again. What is your answer?
Divider.
Divider. Let us check. Very good. I think you got your good research for this activity. So the next one is the last jumbled letter. Anyone from the class?
30 square.
Who's speaking?
Prince Miranda.
Okay, so let us check if your answer is correct. Very good, you got the correct answer. So thank you for those who participate and got the correct answer. Maybe later on you have a plus point for our quiz. And but before that, based on the activity that we do a while ago, what have you noticed or what have you observed? Anyone from the class? Yes, Miss Jessa.
Those are measuring instruments, sir.
Yeah, you're right. So what do you think are their connection or relation based on the answer that you provide a while ago? Miss Jessa?
Yes, sir.
What do you think their relations or connection from the jumbled letter that you answered a while ago?
Mm, I don't know yet, sir.
Any other hand? Thank you, Miss Jessa. Any other hand?
Sir, can you repeat the question po?
Okay. So based on the answer that you find a while ago in our activity, what do you think are their connections or relations?
Sir, they're all used in measuring, I guess.
Very well said. So because our topic for today is all about the different types of measuring tools in technical drafting. But before that, let us first know the lesson objectives that we must attain after the 60 minutes period. So allow me to read. So at the end of 60 minutes period, the student shall be able to, the first one, identify the different types of measuring instrument in technical drafting. And the second one, we have the demonstrate the proper uses of different types of measuring instrument in technical drafting. And lastly, value the importance of measuring tools or instrument in the technical drafting. So as we go back, our topic for the day is about the different types of measuring tools in technical drafting. So we have here the basic or the common measuring tools that we use in working drawing area. So we have the first one is ruler, triangles, T-square, triangular scale, compass, protractor, tape ruler, or the draftsman called push-pull rule. So let us first define what is ruler. So anyone from the class who want to read? Yes, Mr. Princel.
Ruler. A ruler can be defined as a tool or device used to measure length and draw straight lines.
So thank you. So a ruler is can be defined as a tool or device used to measure length and draw straight lines. So meaning to say that a ruler was designed to get a measurement or the exact measurement of a line or drawing. And it can be also used to create a vertical or horizontally line. So I have here a ruler, which is, and in the top of the ruler, there are measurement which is indicated. On the upper part is inch or the 12-inch in one ruler or this 1 foot ruler. And then the lower part is the centimeter. So I have here the two kinds, should I say, of a ruler. So we have one is the made of wood, and then the second one is the made of plastic. So based on what you see, do you think what is the advantage and disadvantage of these two kinds of ruler? Anyone from the class? So again, do you think what are the advantage and disadvantage of plastic ruler from the wood ruler? So Mr. Mark Venry, may you open your microphone?
Sir, I think the advantage of the plastic ruler into the wooden ruler. Sir, the plastic ruler is can be bent and flexible, while the and based on the advantage of the wooden ruler, sir, the wooden ruler is parang mas makunat po siya at hindi po siya madaling maputol Unlike po sa ano po sir, sa plastic ruler sir.
Very well said, Mr. Benry. So on the other side, the advantage of a plastic ruler is it is transparent. But the disadvantage is the plastic ruler, should I say, is easily to scratch, especially if we use it on a rough surface area. While the wood one is we can maintain the hardness, but the problem is we cannot use this as a what they call this one to measure one thing, especially if we need to give a distance from one line to another line. So we have here the next one, triangle. Who want to read? Anyone from the class? Yes, Miss Jessica.
Triangle. A triangle is a drafting tool used to draw accurate parallel lines, vertical lines, and other angled lines. Generally, two right-angled triangular pieces of differing angles form one set.
So thank you. So we have here the triangle. A triangle is a drafting tool used to draw accurate parallel lines, vertical lines, and other angled lines, generally two right-angled triangular pieces of differing angles from one set. So meaning to say, same as with the ruler, the triangle was designed to use a make a straight line vertically or horizontally and make an angles. But the triangle are more often used to make an angle. So we have here two types of triangle. The first one is a 45 by 45 degrees angle, and then the second one is the 30 by 60 degrees angle. And when we were using this kind of tools, we must be aware because especially if we are using it on a rush time because the edges of the triangle are sharp. And now let's now move on to T-square. Anyone from the class who want to read? Yes, Miss Christine.
Sure. T-square is a tool used in technical drawing, primarily as a guide for drawing straight horizontal lines on a drafting table. It can also be used in conjunction with a set square to draw vertical and angled lines. Its name is derived from its resemblance to the letter T.
So thank you. You may now unmute your microphone. So the T-square is a tool used in technical drawing, primarily as a guide for drawing straight horizontal lines on the drafting table. And T-squares can be also used in conjunction with a set of square to draw a vertical and angled lines. The T-square name was derived from its resemblance to the letter T. So meaning to say that the T-square are not only designed for making a straight line or vertically line. It is also used for a guideline, especially when we are making an angle line. And it is derived the name from T because the T square is look like a letter T. So we have here the example uses of triangle and a T square. So as we can see here on the picture, the T square are used to a guide to support the triangle to make a perfect angle. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for the response. And we have here the next one is triangular scale. Anyone from the class who want to read? Yes, Miss Kimberly.
Triangular scale is used in general drawing. Its main purpose is to reproduce the dimension in full size or to reduce or enlarge them on a drawing. Scales help a drafter keep the proportion accurate.
Thank you. So the triangular scale is used general drawing. Its main purpose is to reproduce the dimension in full size or to reduce or enlarge them on the drawing. Scales help a drafter keep the proportions accurately. So meaning to say that the triangular scale are meant to use to convert the the bigger measurement to small measurement. Like for example, the 1 is to 100. The 1 meter of the triangular scale can be converted into 100 centimeter of a part of the line or the plans. So the next one is a compass. Anyone from the class want to read?
Sir,
Yes, Miss Claire.
compass is used to draw circle, arcs, rad, and parts of many symbols.
Thank you. So we have here the compass. Compass is used to draw a circles, arcs, radii, and parts of many symbols. So, meaning to say that the compass was meant to be to create a perfect circles, arcs, radii, and parts of many symbols that we have commonly seen in a drawing plan. So we have here a sample of a compass. So we have here the pointed one and the other side that hold the pencil. When we were using a compass, the one thing that we need to avoid is do not put more pressure in this part of this compass because there is a tendency that the pointed part of this other side of the compass will give a mark on our drawing paper. So is that clear, class? And another thing
Yes.
is on the middle of the compass, it indicates the measurement or the distance or the diameter that we wanted for our circles. So we have the next one is protractor. Anyone from the class who want to read? Yes, Mr. Princel. You may now open your microphone. I think Mr. Princel is encountering bad internet connection. So any other hand? Yes, Miss Apales.
Protractor. A protractor is measuring instrument typically made of transparent plastic or glass for measuring angles.
So thank you. So the protractor is a measuring instrument typically made of transparent plastic or glass for a measuring angle. So I don't have here the protractor, but it is um, built in on my triangle. So here you can see here the compass, which is from 0 degrees angle to 45, 90 to 180. So in these measuring tools, we can use it by pointing on the center and align it on the angle that we wanted to draw for our drawings. So is that clear? Class, are you
Yes,
still
sir.
Yes,
there?
sir.
Thank you for the
Yes,
response.
sir.
So for the last one, we have here the tape ruler or a push-pull rule. Mr. Tirao, can you read on the screen? Can you read what is written on the screen?
Ruler is a type of hand tool typically used to measure distance or size.
So thank you. So the tape ruler or a push-pull rule is a type of hand tool typically used to measure the distance or the size. So same as with the other tool, but this one is more often used in actual sites. So we have here a push-pull rule. So we have here the tip wherein we need to put it on the first line or the first tip of the thing that we are going to measure. And then same with ruler, there's a measurement that indicated on the I think the leg of the tape ruler. So on the upper part, we have here the feet, and in the lower part is the centimeter. So I think that is the end of my topic. So any clarification, violent reaction, or question based on my discussion? Anyone from the class?
None, sir.
So thank you. So because of that, I'll be the one to ask you a question. So let's call it the general. So we have the first question. Why do we need to study the different types of measuring tools, instrument in technical drafting? So anyone from the class who want to answer the first question? Yes, Mr. Pinchel.
Why do we need to study the different types of measuring tools, instrument, and technical drafting? Sir, we need to study the different types of measuring tools, instrument, and technical drafting in order for us to classify what will being used if we need or if having or we have a activity such as if we draw in our drawing peak, something like
Thank you. Very well said, Mr. Pincel. So, on the other hand, it is important to study the different types of measuring tools in order to become knowledgeable enough when it comes to a measuring of our things or making a measurement in our plan. So, we have the next one is the question number 2. Why is it important to know the proper uses or functions of measuring tools instrument in technical drafting? So, anyone from the class who want to answer the question number 2? Yes, Miss Jessica.
Why is it important to know the proper uses of functions of measuring tools? Sir, I think it is important to know the functions of every measuring for us to uh, use them appropriately based on their uses and for us to have desirable outcomes when it comes to planning and growing.
Okay, thank you. Very well said. So, as I said a while ago, it is really important to know their function or the proper uses of each different types of measuring tools in order for us to work properly and appropriately. So we have here the last question. So how we value our measuring tools instrument in technical drafting working area. So for the last question, who want to answer? Yes, Miss Claire. I think Claire is countering bad internet connection. So any other hand who want to answer question number 3? Yes, Miss Kimberly Apales.
Sir, I think how we will value our measuring tools, instrument, and technical drawing, sir. We value if we know how to use it and how to proper care and uh, how to use it properly, sir.
Very well said. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. So in a working place area, especially for those draftmen, they value their measuring tools and instrument because without the measuring instrument, they cannot work and they cannot make a better plan of every drawings or every building or establishment that they wanted to build. So I think you learned enough. So we were having now a quiz. So your quiz is already uploaded on your Teams. So we have two types of quiz. The test one is identification, and the second one is arrangement setting. So the first one is the direction. Read and understand the statement below and identify what type of measuring tools instrument. So write your answer on the space provided. And while the test 2, arrange the following steps in using divider. Write your answer on the space provided. So is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in a few minutes, your quiz will be open on your team. So good luck. And I hope there no do some cheating on your quiz. So I think you're all done. Are you done, class?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Okay, thank you for the response. So we have now, before we leave, I'll be giving you some assignments. So We have here do an advanced reading about the dimensioning in technical drawing. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that is the end of my discussion. Thank you for listening. God bless and thank you. You may now leave our meeting.
Thank you po.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.